So with E3 2017 behind us, gamers have finally gotten a glimpse at the vast majority of the games we'll be playing throughout the rest of the year, as well as in the beginning of 2018. With Xbox, Nintendo, EA, Ubisoft, and Bethesda all attempting to show off their biggest releases, Sony was definitely faced with the pressure of showing off strong games for the newly released PS4 Pro in an attempt to combat both Microsoft's reveal of the brand new Xbox One X, as well as Nintendo Switch's hot upcoming game lineup, which if you ask me, is starting to really shape up nicely with things like Metroid Prime 4 in the works, as well as Super Mario Odyssey releasing at the end of the year.
Zoom all the way to the moon, this great wide wacky world.
Now, while Sony did show a wide variety of games, there is one that stood out above all others, and in my opinion, was simply unmatched in terms of graphics, gameplay, atmosphere, story, soundtrack, pretty much everything you could expect out of a game.
Stop.
Nah, I'm just kidding. And while I am excited for Knack 2, as well as all of Sony's other releases that they showed off at this year's conference, the newest trailer for God of War was simply incredible, only possibly being rivaled by the final game in Sony's conference, which was Insomniac's Spiderman game. While E3 2017 did not mark the first time we have seen anything from this new God of War game, this year's trailer was single-handedly responsible for revitalizing my interest in the series, which is something that was beginning to die down a little bit after God of War Ascension on the PS3. I wasn't too hot on that game the first time I played it, and it just felt like the gameplay was starting to get a little bit repetitive at that point. While at first I was slightly hesitant to accept the new over-the-shoulder camera perspective, it is clear that they have retained a similar gameplay style, showing off new multi-enemy combat throughout the trailer. The combat looks absolutely fantastic, slowing things down a tiny bit to gain a more visceral and confined combat experience, with Kratos now relying on a variety of axes, swords, and shields as he battles his way throughout the game. Beyond that, the game looks undeniably amazing, with what appears to be a wide variety of environments and enemies in an attempt to shake up our expectations from a God of War game. Don't get me wrong, God of War has always been very creative with the enemies, boss fights, and set pieces in the previous games. However, this newest release just simply has a different feel to the environments. The use of color looks fantastic, with a lot of bright colors providing a sharp contrast to the bleak world that Kratos and his son will be journeying through. The game looks absolutely stunning, and I'm sure that it will be a technical showcase when running on a PS4 Pro as well as a 4K TV. While Forza did look great running on the Xbox One X, I really don't think there are many other games being released on either console in the near future that can compete with the visual fidelity that God of War is putting out. The story of the game also looks like it carries a great deal of emotional weight, which will definitely be a nice enhancement to the series. Kratos as a character is defined by the absence of meaningful relationships, as we can clearly see through the death of his family as well as his struggles to overcome that in the previous games. It will be interesting to explore a different side of Kratos as we see him growing as both a father and a mentor to his son throughout the game. To me, this entry in the series seems almost entirely different, and that is a much better and more interesting concept than what I thought we were originally going to receive pre the reveal in E3 2016. I am definitely surprised by the direction that this game is taking, and am more than happy with the risks that they took when shaking up the gameplay style. While the change isn't as drastic as Resident Evil 7, I'm getting a few similar feelings with the differences between the gameplay that existed in the previous trilogy and the gameplay that they are presenting to us now with the remake on PS4. And God of War wasn't the only game that Sony brought to the table this year either. While many people are complaining online at the lack of AAA bombshells, you can't realistically expect these announcements and reveals every year. I mean, look at the games we have already received in the past 6 to 12 months alone. Games on this scale take time to develop, and so in my opinion, what we have been presented for the rest of the year is just the icing on top of the cake for an already great year. To be honest, I still haven't even played half of the games that have come out this year. If Detroit Become Human, Days Gone, Spiderman, Ni no Kuni 2, Monster Hunter, and the Uncharted and Horizon DLC weren't enough, then I honestly don't know what you were looking for. And if you do, then definitely leave a comment down below so we can discuss it. Anyways, what are your thoughts about God of War? Is it shaping up to be the game that everyone expected? Or were you more impressed by the Spider-Man trailer? I know a lot of people really like that, so please, tell me what you ultimately think Sony's game of the show was. And while you reflect on your own choice, I'll leave you with this one final scene, as this scene truly sold me on God of War on the PS4. Thanks for listening, everyone.
It's the world serpent.
Stay calm, boy!
I am!
What does it say?